Gabriel Bortoleto's journey in Formula One is quickly becoming one of the most talked about stories in Brazilian motorsport. The anticipation around his performance, especially during his rookie season, has taken a new and unexpected turn. This time thanks to a major statement from none other than Nelson Piquet Jr. With years of experience in the highest level of motorsport and first-hand knowledge of what it takes to succeed in F1, Piquet Jr. made a bold prediction. Bortoleto is poised to surpass his teammate Nico Hülkenberg in the upcoming European races. This isn't just speculation. It's a well-grounded expectation coming from someone who understands the mental, technical and emotional demands that define the sport. For many fans, this confirmation aligns with what they have long suspected, that Bortoleto is not just another rookie learning the ropes, but a serious contender preparing to show his true potential. Gabriel Bortoleto's debut season in Formula One has not been easy. Transitioning from the junior categories to the highest level of motorsport comes with an entirely new set of challenges. He is facing unfamiliar tracks, a car that is far from ideal in terms of competitiveness, and the ever-present pressure to deliver results for the team and fans. These obstacles have made the start of his F1 career more difficult than expected. Despite flashes of potential and some decent showings during practice sessions and qualifying, Bortoleto has not yet managed to score championship points. This has naturally led to skepticism among some fans and analysts. Questions have begun to surface about whether he has what it takes to survive and thrive in such a demanding environment. However, Nelson Piquet Jr. offers a different perspective. According to him, the early races of the season should be viewed as a warm-up. The real test for Bortoleto begins now, during the European phase of the calendar. These are tracks where Bortoleto already has experience from his time in Formula 3 and Formula 2, which could give him a significant edge. Piquet emphasized that once Bortoleto returns to circuits he knows well, his performance will naturally improve. This isn't wishful thinking, it's a logical projection based on Bortoleto's background and strengths. During his appearance on the podcast Pelas Pistas, Piquet Jr. didn't hesitate. He said clearly that we can expect a breakthrough for Bortoleto during the upcoming races in Europe. This claim carries weight not only because of Piquet Jr.'s background, but also because it aligns with how many rookie drivers develop over their first season. The first few races are overwhelming. Drivers have to adapt to new machinery, new teams, and the intense spotlight of Formula One. But once they hit familiar ground, tracks where they've won or performed well in the past, their confidence builds and their results improve. In Bortoleto's case, he has competed on many of these European tracks multiple times. He knows their layout, understands how they evolve over the weekend, and is better prepared to handle their unique challenges. Piquet went a step further by naming specific circuits like Monaco, where Bortoleto's past experience could give him a genuine advantage. According to him, fans should not be surprised if Bortoleto begins to consistently outperform Nico Hülkenberg in qualifying sessions. That prediction would have seemed far-fetched just a few weeks ago, especially given Hülkenberg's experience and reputation as a solid, dependable driver. But now, the dynamics may be shifting. Bortoleto's knowledge of the tracks, coupled with growing familiarity with the car and team, could tilt the internal battle at Sauber in his favor. This change in narrative is already having ripple effects inside the paddock. Teams always keep a close eye on intra-team battles, especially when deciding which drivers to support more heavily in terms of development resources. If Bortoleto begins to match or beat Hülkenberg, even sporadically, it could lead to a shift in priorities within the Sauber team. While no team would ever admit to favoring one driver over another, the reality is that results speak louder than words. Consistency, performance under pressure, and ability to adapt are what ultimately secure a driver's place in F1. Piquet Jr.'s public backing of Bortoleto adds an important layer to this storyline. It suggests that people inside the sport are starting to see something special in the young Brazilian. It's also worth noting that Bortoleto's racing career has been built largely in Europe. From his early karting days to his championship, Runs in Formula 3 and Formula 2, he has competed on most of the circuits featured in the European portion of the F1 calendar. This familiarity is not just a comfort zone, it's a competitive advantage. He knows how the grip evolves throughout a race weekend, how the weather typically changes during sessions, and how to manage tire wear more effectively. These small details can make a big difference, especially in qualifying where margins are often measured in hundredths of a second. Piquet Jr. is not just making bold claims, he's presenting a strategic insight into why now is the time for Bortoleto to shine. He believes that these European races will reveal Bortoleto's true racing DNA. With fewer variables to adapt to and more confidence behind the wheel, we may finally see the driver that fans have been hoping for. This is not just about beating Hülkenberg in a single race. It's about establishing a pattern of consistent performance, proving to the team and to the world that Bortoleto belongs in Formula 1 for the long haul. While Bortoleto's chapter is just beginning, another F1 storyline is entering a critical phase: Lewis Hamilton's mission to claim his 8th world title. After making the highly publicized move to Ferrari, Hamilton now finds himself in an unfamiliar and increasingly pressured situation. The goal was clear: come to Ferrari, help build a winning team, and finally secure that elusive 8th championship. But things haven't gone as smoothly as hoped. The SF25, Ferrari's 2025 car, has shown moments of brilliance, but remains inconsistent across different tracks and conditions. According to former driver and pundit Johnny Herbert, Hamilton may be facing a now-or-never scenario. Herbert warns that if Hamilton does not win the championship in 2026, he may never get another real shot. Despite still being one of the best drivers on the grid, age and opportunity are beginning to work against him. The 2026 season will bring major regulation changes to Formula 1, leveling the playing field and giving all teams a fresh start. For Hamilton, this could be the perfect moment or the final chance to make history. Herbert's comments serve as a stark reminder that greatness in F1 is as much about timing as it is about talent. The most immediate challenge Hamilton faces, however, may not come from Red Bull or McLaren. It may come from inside his own garage. Charles Leclerc has had a more stable and productive season so far, performing better in qualifying and maintaining more consistent race pace. He's been with Ferrari longer and has adapted more smoothly to the SF25's characteristics. For Hamilton to even think about challenging for the title, he must first beat his own teammate, a task that is proving to be anything but simple. This internal team battle could define Hamilton's time at Ferrari. If he can't get the better of Leclerc, his path to the championship becomes much more complicated. Winning in F1 is not just about raw pace. It's also about internal politics, car development priorities, and team dynamics. At Mercedes, Hamilton had all those elements working in his favor. At Ferrari, the situation is more complex. The team is still trying to find its identity, and the car remains a work in progress. Despite these challenges, Hamilton's move to Ferrari was seen by many as a necessary reset.